dressed and are ready to set off, fresh-faced.
Cool. So we head off back into the woods. This time following behind old John, paddling along, and eventually, after a while, padding through the woods, the woods start to thin out, and standing before you is a large stone in the ground. It's about as tall as a person, and carved in it are runes. You can recognise that they're runes, and covered over the runes is blood, kind of almost as if it's crossing out the runes. Past the runes you can see a big cloud of sort of foggy kind of mist, and poking up above the mist is the watchtower. John turns to you and says, "This is as far as I go."
Thank you. Finally, my way out.
Why not help Kill?
I'll take you as far as the stones, and I've taken you as far as the stones. The rest is up to you.
Can I try and persuade him to join us and help clear out the tower?
I'm not going any further. The dead live there.
Oh, it's worth a shot.
Can we... I'd just like to give John a thanks, like you know, for taking us this far. And can we see what the runes are wrote in? What language they are?
Yep. So as you go up to the runes, you can see. Well, let's have a think. They're written in Druid. I don't know if any of you can read Druid.
That's the one language I can't read.
Same here.
Huh. So yeah, so they're in Druid. Well, you recognise them to be Druid runes, but you can't read what they say.
Is there anything else to this stone other than sort of the blood crossing it out?
No, if you look left, you can see another stone, quite a distance away. And if you look right, you can see another stone. It's almost like they're boundary stones around the top of the mountain that you're standing on. If you look back over the top of the woods, you can see you're really high up in the mountains now, above the clouds. You can see the distant lights of the village down below. And you can see the top of the watchtower just poking above this strange, foggy cloud that's in front of you.
Is there any? Can we do any sort of insights on this cloudy fog, or is it just standard sort of swirly fog?
You can give us an Arcana check if you want.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go to help out.
Wow. Wow.
Right, yeah, so all you can tell is that you can't see very well into it. You can probably only see maybe 10 feet or so into it. But you get the feeling that it's not ordinary fog.
Can I just sort of reach just into the edge of the fog, see if anything happens to sort of, you know, just touch it, if you will?
So, yeah, as you touch the fog, you can sense that it's really cold. But the temperature certainly drops, but nothing else happens.
I'll pull up my hood so I can stay nice and warm.
I think that's about the best thing we can do, is just sort of pull our hoods up and cloaks around us and move on in.
Is it very obscuring? Like, is it hard to see through, or?
Yeah, it's hard to see through. You can only see about 10 foot or 10, 15 foot in front of you.
I presume dark vision doesn't come into play with it being fog.
No.
No. Unless anyone else has got an idea, I reckon we move on through to try and sort of get a rough bearing towards the watchtower.
Being an outlander, could I do a nature check to just gather my surroundings, possibly?
Yeah, you can do.
Just to, like, see if there's any different topography.
Yep, certainly. So, as the world's worst naturalist,
We
you,
are standing in the middle of the forest, and there is fog.
yeah, you're outside the forest now. The forest kind of finishes. Beg your pardon. The forest finishes about 10 meters from the stones. So they mark the boundary to the top of the mountain, or a boundary round the top of the watchtower.
Judging by what we can see of the top of the watchtower, can we get a sort of rough idea of distance to the watchtower?
Yeah, the watchtower is probably only about 500 meters away or so, perhaps a little bit further. It's not particularly tall. Obviously, you can't see it all in the fog, but it's about the size of a 3-story building, and the top level is open. From where you are, you can see the top level's open, and just in the distance with your keen elven eyesight, you can see that there's a big pile of wood on top of the watchtower.
I would like to light a torch before we head anywhere.
I was going to say, is there any need for us to sort of tie together or just stay within distance of each other, just so we don't get lost?
I was going to throw in the idea of seeing if flapping my wings helps clear it up.
Certainly flapping your wings makes the fog swirl a little bit.
But it's thick enough so that it doesn't disperse.
Yeah, it's an unnatural fog.
Well, the fog cloud covers the whole top of the kind of mountain, really. So you can blow it around.
Cleared up another place, but okay, no else.
In that case, can I just launch like a branch or a rock or something just to see if anything responds or I hear any noises other than it hitting the floor into the fog?
Yeah. So you throw a stone in there and you just hear it hit the ground and bounce a couple of times. You get the sense that it's a bit rockier where you are now. It's the top of the mountain, right. So it's kind of open, a mixture of sort of moss and stones and shingle. I've just noticed my background music's come back, so that's a result.
Oh, let's see. Oh, we do have background music, yeah.
I'm getting a faint howl, so I'm guessing that's
footsteps, I think.
Yeah, John won't go any further. He's firmly staying the forest side of the fog and the stones.
I don't blame him, to be honest, but we do really need to venture forth. Should we... I've got 50 feet of rope if you want to tie each other together and someone at the front and someone at the back take a torch, possibly.
Well, I think the good thing about that is if we stay, sort of keep the rope relatively taut, you can make sure you're going in sort of a straight line. If you see what I mean.
Yeah. That's what I would prefer to do.
Do that, yeah. Will any of you guys want to stand in this rope chain?
I've got quite a good perception, so I'll take point.
I'll whack myself in the middle because my perception isn't great at all.
In that case, I'll...
bird can be in the middle.
I'll longsword one hand and torch the other.
Okay. So you're taking
short
point.
Sword.
Okay. Right, so we've got
point.
Okay, Aroth in the front, Hellweaver, and then Ryder. Okay. So you set off into the fog, and as you step into the fog, you can feel the temperature noticeably drop. It's really quite chilly inside. It's not particularly far to the watchtower, but as you kind of all three of you enter the fog, just off to one side, Aroth, you're at the front of the convoy there, at the front of the chain, and you can see just to the side of the path, there's some big boulders, there's something lying on the floor, and on top of it are some birds pecking away. They look like they're feeding.
I will alert the group, and I will question if we should go over or not. What do you think, guys? Shall we go and investigate?
Dad live here.
Say again, sorry?
The dad live here.
Dad live here. I think with this point it would be more prevalent to get through the fog rather than get stuck in it. If we go off course we might get a bit lost.
Fair point.
And
if you agree.
I take from what the guy said about the dead living there. The fact that they live there.
Yeah, I'd rather not mess with it if we don't need to.
Okay. So you're going to
travel forward.
carry on past it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so as you carry on past it, you get sort of more kind of level with it. It's still a little way off to the side, and you notice near all three of you can kind of see now that this thing on the floor and there's birds feeding on it. There's another little lump next to it, and just off to one side there's a sort of a faint bluey glow in the fog, and then in front of you you can sort of just starting to see the outline of the watchtower.
Want to look around or just keep moving forward?
You can toss another stone if you want.
Can throw a stone at the thing that the birds are at.
With parts, I believe. Being at the back, you could try and do a long shot, hit a bird.
Yeah, I'll do that. Why not? I'll pop off an arrow at the bird.
Okay.
At one of them.
Oh yes. So you hit the bird easily, 5, and you killed it. The other birds are startled and they've flown off of where they're feeding, off into the mist. The blue glow that you can see off to one side it flickered a bit as well as when the birds flew off.
I'm intrigued. I say we have a look at this one. A dead body or a dead thing didn't mean much to me, but a strange bluey flickery thing that reacts depending on, I don't know whether it's what's near it or whether it's reacting to them. I don't know, but it's interesting.
You could throw another arrow at the blue thing.
This is true. I seem to be getting good with these arrows at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's safer than just wandering to it. I'll try and do that again.
Okay. So
if it's a good enough one.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So the arrow flies true directly towards the blue thing, and it flickers, and then it appears again, and it hasn't moved.
Sounds like a motion sensor sort of thing. I don't know. I reckon it's probably safe enough to have a little gander.
Yeah, it's not. The only response we're getting is sort of a flicker when either something's passed by it, hit it, or when the bird's left. So I think we'd be safe enough to go over to it. With us still being able to see that sort of silhouette of the tower, we shouldn't get lost, really.
Okay, I'll follow you guys.
Okay. So
I'll hand my torch to the bird and draw my second short sword.
Okay. So
I will hold the torch in one hand and my rapier drawn in the other.
Okay. So as you wander towards the blue flickering light, you get closer to where these lumps on the floor are, and you can see that they're bodies, and there's 4 bodies lying on the floor. You can have a closer look if you want as you walk past, or you can continue on to the blue light.
Can I just sort of give it sort of a few nudges with my foot as we're passing?
Yeah. So as you nudge it with your foot, it kind of flops to one side, and you can see that it's been cut from the sort of pelvis area right up to its throat, and there's just a big cavity there, and all of its internal organs are in a pile next to it, and that's what the birds were eating at. There's another 3 that are just like that, and the clothes they're wearing are very similar to the clothes you saw. Very similar to the clothes you saw in the picture of John and Fitzpatrick back in the Rangers hut.
So yeah, they're the Rangers that we were looking for.
And just as
we found our friends.
Just as you're examining them, you can hear ever so softly what sounds like crying coming from the direction of the blue light.
I don't trust anything crying in these woods, or in this fog at least.
How far is the blue light from us right now?
It's hard to say because it's blue light in the fog, but it's not very far, maybe 10 metres or so.
This is either a trap or it could be good.
I will detach myself from the chain and just hold back in a defensive just in case.
I'm gonna go right up to the blue light and investigate it.
Okay, as you start to get closer to the blue light, it takes a shape, and the shape is that of a young woman. She is elven. You recognise her as elven, and she's wearing the ranger clothes too. So it's, you and you assume that this is Moonbeam, the Lord Kent's daughter, the elf who led the ranger party to the watchtower. But the strange thing about her is she's glowing blue, and you can see right through her. She's in fact a ghost. She's sitting on a rock and she's crying.
Can I try and address her?
You can talk. Yeah.
Say, Moonbeam, is that you?
Who's that?
we are we are a party sent by your father to try and find your whereabouts and discern what has happened.
You must be careful. This place is not safe.
Why is it not safe?
The demon has the watchtower. We cannot break his curse. He killed the rangers and he's killed me, but he took my soul and locked it in a necklace that he wears around his neck. He took my body and I can't find it.
Your body? I don't want to know what he's doing with that body. I'd like to ask, could she give us a bit more information about the guy or the thing that did all this? And I will try and retrieve her body. Just letting her know.
He's a demon. He took control of the watchtower, killing the druids that guard it. When we came to restore and investigate the watchtower, he killed us too. He killed my men, but he took my body and he's got my soul locked in a locket round his neck. Can you get the necklace off him and put it back on my body to restore me? We must light the watchtower and get rid of the demon.
Is there anything else that you would be able to tell us that may be of use? Did you make it into the tower?
We made it to the top of the tower and we were just about to light the watch beacon. Silverrush is in trouble. The watchtower to the west is lit. We must light the watchtower to warn Highfell.
On us.
What was that, sorry?
You can count on us.
Nice.
There's one other thing. I can feel him close. I can't fight him. He has control over me. Sometimes he can see through my eyes and hear through my ears. He is close. I think he knows you're here. And as she says it, her face kind of slowly transforms into the face of the demon, and her body starts to change. She's still a ghost and she's still see-through, but her eyes change, and you can almost, as you're looking at her, it's almost like looking at two people changing from one to the other. It's the face of Moonbeam and then it's the face of the demon, as if there's some kind of internal battle between the two of them going on. And the demon looks at you and growls, and he stretches his hand forward to make an attack. So,
and sort of appeal to her inner nature, sort of that she's still in there, she's still Moonbeam. Her father sent us sort of to try and get control back over it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd want me to roll for that.
She can hear you, and she says, "You must go. I can't hold him back." As she says that, she reaches out to touch you. 24 to hit.
Oh shit! 24 to hit.
Yeah.
I've only got an armor of 16.
She actually rolled a crit, a natural 20, according to this.
Yeah.
But 13 damage you've taken.
I mean, necrotic is evil.
13 necrotic damage.
If it specifically states what it does.
And if you can roll a con save, please.
DC 12 con save or have life points showed. All right. Can't save. Can do that somewhere. There. well then.
Ouch.
Is that a fail?
I'll
I
take
can't
the
see. I'm
first,
just putting the other characters on the.
It was a nat 1 plus 2.
Oh, okay. So you've taken your damage, but your total health points have been reduced by 13 as well. So even if you
What?
take a rest or whatever, you can't. You got 13 off your total altogether. I'm
Oh,
afraid.
that's filthy.
If we only had a cleric.
I have my health total taken down from 67 down to 10 because of necrotic damage before.
It's pretty evil, isn't it? Okay.
That's horrific.
Right. Do you guys want to roll for initiative, or are you going to run for it, or what do you want to do?
I don't think there's much point in facing a ghostly thing. I reckon we go for the tower. With how much it's just nearly halved my health in one.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I will flap my wings and run away.
Okay. So as you turn to flee, you can see the ghost kind of still having this internal battle with itself. A moonbeam comes back ever so briefly and says, "Go! Save me! Go!" And the ghost just disappears.
Poof.
Yeah, we're booking it like crazy.
Yes.
So running towards the tower.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Remember, you two, don't lose one more.
Okay, so we're at the watchtower, and it's got the fog of war enabled at the moment, so you can't see very much. Let me just put your characters on the bottom of the screen there for you.
I have a really bad song stuck in my head right now.
Go on.
All along the watchtower.
Right,
So what? I bought a new mouse because I was fed up using a trackpad. It's supposed to be like ergonomic, and it's hurting my wrist like hell.
Oh,
It takes time to get used to them, that's the thing. Your hand's not used to that shape.
No.
I've got one of those. It's called a Wacom. It's an art tablet. So you get like a tablet that plugs into your computer and a pencil, and you can kind of draw on it and use that as a mouse. That's quite good.
Nice. It's one of these bloody all shaped things.
Yeah.
It'll take some getting used to.
So
I'm doing this on the work surface.
I've got a laptop with a thing on the, one of those pads on it.
Yeah,
So.
that's what I don't like using.
No. It's quite handy to have it to move around though, I suppose.
I see something in the northeast. There's a bit of non-fog of war bit.
Oh, there's a tiny little bit up there, is there?
Tiny little smudge.
What is it? Quick, before he covers it up.
That's alright. Okay, so you're
It's a bit
standing in the fog. In front of you, you can see the ghostly silhouette of the watchtower. And you might even be able to hear some creepy
Oh, I
music.
can hear the music now. Nice.
It's ambient. Can I throw the torch into the entryway of the tower? I don't know how far the entryway is in comparison to...
That's quite
Someone's got major feedback.
You can certainly throw a torch towards the watchtower. It's a little way off, but you can throw it that way, yeah.
I'll throw the torch that I was handed towards the tower.
Hey, okay, never mind.
Wait, actually, I've got a torch. Can I light an arrow on fire and shoot it that way?
So as you
Might
do,
go a little bit
the area
further.
in front of you lights up magically. And standing in front of the watchtower are two figures. They're not moving at the moment, and you can see the watchtower. It's but it appears to be covered in undergrowth, kind of like brambles, I guess, for want of a better word. So the front of the watchtower is covered in brambles. You've got two figures standing in front of it, not seeming to move. The doorway, or where you suppose the doorway might be, is covered in brambles. And other than that, all is still.
That's exactly what I was just about to do.
I will sheathe my short swords and pull the longbow.
Okay.
Have they seen us yet, those two?
Well, they're not moving.
Do we think these guys are sort of good or bad? I'm just trying to decide whether to loosen our off from here.
I will personally.
I would assume anything that's in this fog is probably not going to be good, since we found the 4 dead bodies of the Rangers, and
Yeah,
the woman's body is being used for something a bit funny.
it's safe to assume that they're not friendly. I would have to take 2 turns to get where I want to go.
I've got 30. In fact, my longbow can shoot. Not that far, it can. Well, it can, but disadvantage. What is it? 150 feet, isn't it?
Longbow is 150 to 600.
What bow have you got? Short bow.
I've got a longbow.
You got a longbow. We could both take a shot off from here.
The sniper elite style.
Yeah, sort of sniper elite sneak attacks from both of them.
I don't think I get sneak attack, but I can certainly give it a go.
Yeah, you only get sneak attack if you've got a rogue that.
I don't know.
Do you not get anything if they've not seen you or anything?
You can hide and have a surprise attack. With the rogue, if he's hidden, he can have the sneak attack and he gets advantage and some extra perks from it. But if any of you that are hidden, you can have a surprise attack.
Which gives you advantage in the roll, isn't that, from memory?
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
sneak gives you 1d6 extra on attacks. Damage, that is.
Do you want to try that?
Yeah, we can give it a go.
Let's see if I can. How do I see if I can hide?
So you can make a stealth check to try and hide in a tree or something like that, and you're going against the passive perception of the things in front of you.
My stealth is a 16.
So you rolled 16, did you?
Yeah.
For someone that's got +5,
So you're hidden.
I roll 7.
Oh god. I'm just going to jump myself into this tree then, so I'm hidden.
For a +5, I'm doing terrible.
So you're not hidden.
Nope.
In that case, where's my thing? I've got a thing for that actually. I've got
Can I preemptively cast Cloud of Daggers? I don't know if can I make it ping?
A what? A ping? If
Yeah,
you
you
hold,
could do that.
hold down on the screen and with your left mouse button, it should. Yeah, that's it. It's a cloud of daggers to there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
someone just give me a note. What's a cloud of daggers?
Cloud of Daggers allows me to set up spinning daggers in a 5 feet cube centered on a point I choose within range, and creatures that enter it take 4d4 slashing damage, another 4d4 when they start a turn in there.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can I use a longbow shot on one of these from sneak with horde breaker as well?
Yep.
So what do I do with being stealth? Do I just do the normal roll and then plus?
Well, you're hidden, so you can use to hit with advantage. I'll let you have advantage to hit the target.
What niche? Oh right, have you been doing all these makeup? Have you?
Yeah.
Oh beautiful! Oh god, beautiful. Go on then, we'll do it off here. I know, so it's beautiful. Go on, sweetie.
Life of a family, man.
Sorry, what was you saying about advantage then?
If you can have advantage to hit them if you want.
Roll.
When you roll to hit,
go.
you roll 2d20 and take the highest one.
25.
Yeah. So which one are you shooting at?
I'm going to shoot the one on the left and then horde breaker to hit the one on the right.
Okay. So you hit him. Yeah.
I hit him. I'm just checking if horde breaker has anything else wrote on it. No, it's just use another attack on the other guy. Okay, so the first guy is 9 piercing.
Okay.
And then second guy, 11 piercing.
Okay. For some reason, I don't seem to be able to pick him up, which is bizarre. Oh, that'd be why.
Right. They're on the wrong. You're on the wrong layer, aren't you?
No, I was on the right layer, but I still had the reveal tool set up. So the one on the left took what damage? Sorry.
9 for the guy. This guy.
Yep.
That I can't ping on because I'm on a ruler.
This one.
And the other one.
9. The other one's 11.
11. Okay, yeah. So your aim was true. You hit them both, and they've kind of woken up. They can see Aroth standing down there. So ever so slowly, they're going to start walking towards.
Seeing the first arrow loose, could I fire a shot at the first one coming down now?
Yeah. So they're just walking through that hail of arrows, daggers.
So that's 4d4. Let me go grab all my d4s a sec.
Oh, roll a shot of 10.
Alright, you need to use some different dice.
I need to wake up a little bit.
I have to say, a D12 is best dice. Way better than any others.
So Aroth, you let your shot go, and actually it was flying true. But as it flew through the swirling hail of daggers, they've kind of shredded the arrow as it passed through, and all that hit these figures that are walking towards you was a shower of sawdust. The whirlwind of daggers shredded your arrow as it flew towards them.
First my torch, now my arrow.
Are we able to discern whether these are the druid people that originally guarded it? Because it looks sort of like them.
You can certainly take a perception check and see if they look like druids.
Perception.
Have they both walked into it?
Yeah, they're both in it, yeah.
Right, so I've rolled an 8 for one of them.
Yeah.
And the 8 for another one.
Oh, okay.
13 on perception.
So yeah, from what you can see, they both certainly look like druids. They're wearing druid outfits, and they've just walked through that spinning cloud of daggers and been shredded. There's blood flying off them. Their clothes have kind of shredded about them, and they've just walked through it without even kind of noticing, and they're busy sort of strolling towards you. They're almost at you now.
Okay, can I move forward a little bit, and I guess we'll engage them in combat, I guess?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys...
Can I get off another sneak attack, or do I need to go into... how hidden am I?
They can't see you, and they're not going to attack you. But we're entering combat now. So if we roll for initiative,
cool.
Okay, I've got a 21.
okay.
Nice.
Did you guys see how many die that I have?
How many what, sorry? Die?
I don't know if you can see it very well.
Did you buy a pound of dye?
I ordered a pound of die. But it's not here yet.
It's hard to show you guys. But
So Aroth, what did you get for initiative?
Nice.
Arrow is 15, and I think...
Oh yeah, 15.
Believe it or not, I've got 7 sets in those 2 bags.
I've got 7 sets altogether, but I'm not using all of them.
Ryan, what did you get?
I'm in the turn order.
What was your initiative?
14.
Oh, 14. Okay, cool. Right, so there we go. So first up is the Druid Elder. So he's...
Is it? I had 21, remember?
Sorry? Oh yeah, 21. Beg your pardon.
Yeah.
That makes you first then.
So I don't roll on the thingy because I prefer die.
Okay, yeah, no worries. So you're up first then.
Cool.
Why am I the only one in the turn order?
I'm not in the turn order.
You're all on my one.
Mine hasn't updated then.
You just tell us when it's us.
Yeah, I've got everyone in it, but I can tell you that's
Cool.
right.
Yeah, that's fine.
In which case, can I? How far am I away from them? Actually, I can move a little bit closer, couldn't I? About 20 feet, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can move up to me if you want.
I'll move a little bit closer, so I'm within 15 feet of them.
Mhm.
And then I want to cast a level 1 Thunder Wave.
Oh,
So
nice.
They have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
And that's against save DC of 12.
Okay. So one failed and one passed.
Cool. So
It is, and I'm instant.
So this one failed. The one on the left failed. The other one passed.
which one, sorry?
The one on the left failed. So
Yeah.
go on.
The one on the left, cool. The little looking one.
Yeah, the one with the funny hair. That one.
Cool. So he'll take 2d8 thunder damage and get pushed 10 feet back.
Yeah.
So I can possibly.
That'll put him back in the daggers that are flying around, I think.
That's what I'm hoping. So 2d8, let me roll them a sec. D8. So that's 10 on the thunder damage.
Okay.
And is he going in the cloud of daggers, yeah?
Yeah, he flies back into the daggers.
And that's 5, 6, 7, 10 on the dies. 10 on the daggers as well.
Yeah.
Deal.
He's gone.
Nice.
How does he die?
I guess he gets ripped to shreds, all of his skin gets flayed off, and muscle, and he's just left as a
Just how my arrow went.
blood.
It just ends up a cloud of pink mist for a moment before it all settles.
Nice.
He is dead. He's gone. Okay, nice one. I like that. That's cool. Aroth, you're up next.
I am going to take a shot at the one that I can see.
Yep.
Longbow. Probably misses. Oh my god.
Yeah. So your arrow has found its mark. Unfortunately, its mark was the tree next to him. A couple of leaves fall down, but he doesn't seem to notice.
Oh, bird.
Okay, Ryder.
Ryder is just going to take off a nice pop shot, hidden shot, sort of jobby out of the branches.
Okay.
He's still got advantage, is he still stealth?
He's still
26.
hidden, yeah.
So that will be advantage, so that will be a 26.
Roll another one.
It rolls 2 automatically.
Oh, okay. So the second one, 26 hits.
Yeah.
The 9
and then
doesn't.
11 damage.
He's gone as well. How'd you kill him?
He doesn't see where the arrow comes from. It just poofs out with a sort of leaves separating, falling next to it. Straight through the center of his chest, through where his heart would have been or is. And he just, no words, mumbled, just gone. Nothing left of him.
Okay, and
Right,
as he disintegrates, he turns blue momentarily, and he just drifts off into the ether. Both of them gone. It's now just you three, and a little whirlwind of daggers in front of you.
Cool, they dissipate after a minute, so
Okay,
wait
yeah.
a minute.
So, as you stand there congratulating yourselves on your victory, the arrows, or the daggers sort of fade away.
Cool.
Could you just turn order off? Because I can't get it off my screen.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh no, it's right.
There we go.
There we are.
I'm on my other games. I'm a level 8 for the ancient paladin. I get Moonbeam.
Oh
And,
yeah. That's a good
we've got
one.
a warlock.
Moonbeam.
It is a good spell.
It is,
And we've
I
got a
like it.
warlock. with Eldritch Blast to knock them back. So I keep on putting them in there and keep on getting them to Eldritch Blast them back into the Moonbeam. We just simulate everything.
I like that. That's a good little technique, actually. It's the first time I've seen that used. I like it. Nice.
That's why I got the idea of the Thunder Wave and the Cloud of Daggers, which is why I put them in there for synergy.
Nice. They work well. That's a nice little touch. It's a nice little story as well to go with it. I like it.
Cool.
So yeah,
like my first trip, I caught a tree.
Well, what can you do? It's a learning curve. So you can see the tower in front of you, and it's covered in kind of brambles, and they're all growing over the door, and it's looking kind of dishevelled, really.
I think we should sort of just get ourselves up there.
Okay. So you try and reveal the rest of the.
So, did I throw the torch? Is that?
Yeah, the torch didn't get as far as the watchtower. You can pick it up on your way past if you want.
Still lit?
It's still lit, yeah. It's just sitting on the ground there, smouldering away.
I'll pick it up again then.
This time, don't throw it, please.
Right, so you can see the whole area now. You can't actually see in the watchtower, even though you can on the map, if you see what I'm saying. But at the moment, the watchtower is covered in brambles. So you're gonna have to try and sort of cut your way in, or find some way to get.
I don't have a torch anymore. Do you want to try and burn through them?
If that doesn't work, I'm going to put my longbow away and short swords out and machete through it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, give that a go if you want.
It's what's your bird's name? Sorry.
I'm Tailweaver.
Tailweaver.
Yeah.
Do you want to see if you can burn your way in?
Burn my way in with the torch?
Possibly.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Okay. So yeah, you can set fire to the brambles. It takes a little while, and as they're burning, they do give off a putrid kind of smoke, really kind of nasty. And you're all going to take 1d4 damage from that. So 1 point off for your health, 1 health point each. But the smoke,
nice.
Soon enough, the smoke goes and the way's open. You can open the door. The brambles.
I just flap it with my wings.
Yeah, the brambles have been burnt away, and you can enter the watchtower.
I will be the first in.
Ooh.
So you're on the ground floor of the watchtower. It's 3 floors. And you can see it's a storeroom basically on the ground floor. There's barrels and chests, and there's a ladder going up to a hole in the floor, and you can see the floor above, or you can see the ceiling of the floor above, I should say. And coming through the hole is kind of a red glow, but you can't see into the room as such. It's just a hole in the roof that the ladder goes up to, but there's a strong red glow coming from up there.
Search or burn?
Search?
Search is good.
We'll investigate.
Okay, so you're searching through the barrels and the chests, and you can see there's supplies. There's various barrels. There's wheat, salted meat. There's some wine, water, cheese, and some fruit, but nothing of any real value. You can see the ladder that's up to the next floor, but other than that, there's nothing really down there.
I'll head
just,
up there.
Pocket a little bit of fill my flask up with one of these wines and then carry on.
Oh, lovely.
A sip of wine. And then I will follow behind on the ladder.
Okay. So you're going to climb up to the next floor?
In fact, I'll stand at the bottom of the ladder, sort of, arrow knocked just in case of anything showing it, with you saying there was that glow there.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any trouble, I'll jump back through.
Okay. So, Aroth, you're climbing up, are you?
Yep.
Okay, so as you enter the next level, you can see that this floor is the living quarters of the druids. and you're looking around the room. In the centre of the room, you can't miss it. It's about 1 metre in diameter. Is a glowing red ball, and it's floating about 1 foot off the ground. And as you look at it, you can see kind of red smoke swirling within it. And then you've got, looking about the room, there's 2 beds. In one bed, there's a woman lying there. In another bed, there's an older gentleman lying down. There's some straw in the corner with a younger man lying down. And there's a desk with a few sort of paperwork and bits and pieces on it.
Seeing something big, red and glowing, I'd like to poke it with a sword.
Oh, okay.
I'd just like to call up to Aroth and say, does it seem safe for me to come up? Or should I hold back?
Hold 1 second, I'm poking something.
Not the woman!
So
wrong type of poking.
As you see the
that's your mind.
As you start poking the orb, you see the red mist and smoke swirl. But as you look closer, images start to appear in the ball, and you see the city of Silver Rush on the brink of battle. You see legions of undead, demons and other fell creatures surrounding the city, their war machines lumbering closer to the city walls. You see the city's watchtower lit, burning bright blue, calling for aid, while soldiers and archers line the city walls. As you look, the image flies over the assembled horde and focuses on a large, easily the height of 2 men-legged hooven demon, its skin burning red. It turns to meet your gaze, snarls and raises a giant hunting horn, and the image fades and the red smoke returns to the orb.
Oh.
Is there anything I could do to possibly get a sense of what the demon is?
You can give us an insight check.
Oh, I'm going to be so good on this.
Oh,
actually,
Hey!
Woo!
Yeah, so you've heard tales of demons like this, and they're kind of used as generals for armies of undead. Sort of thinking about the image that you saw, you can see that this is an undead army that's attacking the city of Silver Rush, the sister city to the one you came from. The watchtowers are lit. They're calling for aid from Highfell, and obviously the watchtower that you're at, which is unlit, is kind of stopping the chain of messages getting to Highfell. You kind of sense that if you don't get this watchtower lit, Silver Rush is going to fall to the evil army, and Highfell won't know to send aid.
Seeing the scry, as it were, I'll call down to the other guys saying it should be clear, and I scramble to the roof, knowing that there is now a case of urgency.
Oh, okay.
I'll climb the ladder, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'll climb the ladder. Can I, before he dashes and disappears off, can I provide a bardic inspiration to Aroth, because he seems to have really bad throws?
I think that'd be most welcome. So that's an extra 1d6 to his rolls.
1d6 at my damage. Yeah. To any of your attack throws or checks or saving throws.
Yeah, and you can actually choose to you can roll and then choose whether or not you want to use it as well, which is quite good.
Awesome. I'll definitely need that.
Okay. So, are you all going straight up to the roof, or anyone going to?
I was going to have a quick look around on the floor with the orb thing.
Mm-hmm.
You say the girl's body, is that the same image of the girl, the moonbeam girl that we saw outside? Is that her body?
Yeah, as you look closer, you recognise it's the same girl that you saw the ghost of earlier. It's the body of Moonbeam lying in the bed there, yeah. She is clothed in a ranger outfit.
And what else? Is there 2 sleeping men, did you say?
Yeah, there's an older guy, and he looks very similar to the druid that was outside attacking you a moment ago.
The
younger guy is the other druid that was with him.
Oh, so that's their bodies, is it? Mm-hmm. So, can he I don't know. I wouldn't know that by asking. Did you say there was one more person as well, did you?
No, there's Moonbeam and the 2 druids' bodies, yeah.
Can I do some sort of investigation on the two druids as to whether can he like re-summon their spirits, or are they gone from us killing them earlier?
Let's speak to the dead, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's a spell. You don't have that. I wouldn't have known.
All right. I don't think there's much I can do in here, to be honest. Thinking about it.
Are their eyes open?
Their eyes are open. For all intents and purposes, they appear to be dead. The same as Moonbeam.
They close their eyes in respect.
Uh-huh. The three bodies are in the same condition.
I'll close all of their eyes in respect.
Okay.
And
yep. With that, I'll follow up with Arath.
Okay.
And then I will follow after having done that.
Okay.
It has a whole Lord of the Rings theme when they lit the torches. Just what would happen if it was a little bit more awkward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is cool.
So this is the top of the roof. So standing on the top of the tower, you can see in the far distance to the east another watchtower. This one burning a bright blue distress signal. Silver Rush is seeking aid. About the top of the watchtower, where you're standing, is a large pile of wood and kindling. There's some shelving, which is a rack of potions, and a stool with an old leather cloak hanging on the back. Other than that, the 20-foot circular open platform you now stand on is deserted. It's cold, and looking out across the land, you can see you are high in the mountains, as fog swirls round the walls of the watchtower below. As you stand there, you become aware of a low, deep moan. Roll a wisdom save.
Everyone?
Yep.
Motherfucker.
18.
Where's wisdom save?
Natural 20. Right is natural 20.
What did you get, Carl? Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got an 18.
Yep.
Can I take an action here?
Yep.
I've got an inkling, and I want to use Firebolt on the leather cloak.
Okay. Have you rolled your wisdom save yet?
He got a natural 20 as well.
Oh, did you? Oh, brilliant. Good work. Okay, yeah, so you're all cool. You can fire a firebolt at the cloak.
Yep.
Oh, you rolled.
While I see that,
So
I'd like to just start trying to set light to the pile of wood.
Throw the torch in.
Okay, so you got 13. Just bear with me a sec.
I'm not trying to rub two sticks together. I have a tinder box. So.
It'd be faster if I just threw your torch in.
Well, yeah. I want to see if it's magically protected though.
So your firebolt flies over and sort of hits the wall just behind the chair. You missed.
Mother trucker. I don't know whether my character would know this, so I'm just going to keep it quiet, but I'm pretty sure I know what's going on here.
Cool, well, we got a guy that's just sort of kneeling, trying to set fire to it with flint and tinder. Did you say there's, is that like a rack of stuff over, or like a table?
Yeah, it's supposed to be some shelves with lots of different coloured bottles of potion on it.
Can I go and investigate that?
Can you what, sorry?
Investigate it.
Yeah, go and roll an investigation check.
Investigation.
18, yeah. So you're looking at the rack in front of you, and there's all different potions on there, and they're kind of labelled for different things. So there's a blue one that says distress. There's a green one that says come and visit, important visit. There's another one that says taxes have gone up. A different one that says taxes have gone down. and you kind of get the impression that they go on the fire to change the colour of the flames, because it's a watchtower for messages back and forth.
Okay, so do I see one for danger or something?
Well, there's a blue one that's like a warning that says warning on the label.
Can I pick that up then and sort of throw it into the fire?
Yeah, you can.
I'm still trying to.
So if you want to give us a survival check, see if you can get the fire lit, but the glass smashes and covers the wood. And
I would like to roll my inspiration on that one.
Survival, you said, yeah?
Yeah. So roll a d6.
A d6?
Yeah, the bardic inspiration's a d6, isn't it?
Oh yes, it is.
Total 9.
It's a total of 9. You're working quite hard and there's sparks, but as yet you're unable to get the kindling going.
In the words of Pirates of the Caribbean, you are without doubt the worst ranger I have ever seen. I'd like to investigate this leather cloak.
Okay. How do you want to investigate it?
Looking at it, poking
Throw
it.
it over the side of the fucking tower.
Okay, so as you touch it, it kind of starts to move in your hand, and it sort of wraps itself around you and makes an attack against you.
Motherfucker. I knew it was this. I literally used this in that game that I ran the other day.
Hold on.
No one said anything to me, so I'm still sitting there trying to light fire with 2 sticks.
I'm just gonna sort of like, guys! I'm by a cloak.
Hold on. I'm just trying to get it going. That's the only trouble with Roll20. It can be a bit clunky, just changing things from the different layers. There we go.
If I could rage, I would right now because I can't even light a poxy fire.
Right, so you're up here looking at the cloak, and it's kind of
Awesome token for a cloaker.
it's kind of spun round. It is a cloaker. You're right, but this one's a little bit different. It's got it's a cloaker with a bit of flavour.
Yeah.
So it's going to stick itself to you, make its multi-attack anyway. So here we go.
Jesus.
So
22 to hit 20. Well, they're both hitting.
Yeah, so they both hit. The first one's taken 6 piercing damage, and then it's going to swing its tail, and that does 5 slashing damage. So 11 in total.
Oh, minus 11. Wowzers. If I remember rightly, I may be wrong. Isn't there a way that I can move it? Can I like pull it off or something?
You can do a strength check here.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I would advise you don't let this thing get on you guys. Would it be a strength saving throw or just a strength check?
Strength check.
Strength.
Well, they're kind of the same thing, really. You can use. I'll tell you what. You can use your athletics if you want to give you a bit of a bonus.
Where's my athletics?
If it gives you a bonus.
I don't even think I ain't got an athletics. I've got acrobatics.
You should have athletics on your character sheet then.
Oh no, my athletics is rubbish. I can stick with strength.
But athletics would be the same as your strength, unless you've got proficiency, in which case it'd be a bit more.
That's funny.
It's not 20. Woo! 22.
Oh, nice, yeah. So you grab hold of this, and you kind of wrench it off your back, and as you do, it flies off the side, and it's kind of flying about here at the minute. So if we all want to roll for initiative, we'll see where we're at.
Are we classed as in combat now?
Well, it's certainly attacking. It's certainly going to be attacking you guys. You can flee or something if you want to, I guess.
How do I put my character on there? Sorry.
Pop an arrow shot off at it.
So I'm just going to put my initiative on here.
Sorry, how do you put your own token on, by the way? I missed that earlier.
Drag your name from the journal onto the screen. Don't you follow me. Go away.
No, I couldn't couldn't get to the top of the menu from where I was.
Alright.
Are we all?
I'm running over here then.
I can't drag anything at the moment.
Let me just put it back.
If you click on your journal, and then where your actual name lights up, click and hold it and drag it onto the rooftop.
There
There we
There
go.
you go. You're in the fire.
Straight in the fire. Good work.
I would like to be.
Let's roll for initiative. Where am I?
I'm just correcting the bits on it at the moment.
8.
Are we all rolling
Fantastic.
initiative, or are you still trying to set that fire?
It's
I'm
up
trying to
you.
set the fire, but I've got to roll initiative anyway. 19. Damn.
I got a 10.
What did you get, Carl?
10.
10. Okay,
I've got a really good initiative for some reason.
you did. I hope that's not your only good roll. And you're up first.
Me too. I'm first.
You're up first, yeah.
Angrily, still trying to light this damn fire because we need aid.
Okay, you're
Or
going to crack
send
on with
aid.
fire. Okay, so give us another survival check then.
Yes! 21.
Oh, so it sparks and a small fire is starting to take shape on there. Okay.
Can I throw my bottle of wine on there that I picked up downstairs to get it like really roaring?
You can do, yeah. It's the demon's turn first, though.
Oh yeah, yeah, my bad.
So she is going to she's going to
She
land in the
is.
centre here while it's sort of still being lit, still getting going, and she's going to make an attack at Argoth.
Get away from my fire.
So she does a bite attack. So the bite attack is only 6, and the tail swing is a 5. So I guess she lands in the fire, and the smoke and stuff as it's starting to get going
Burn, baby, burn.
is kind of blocking her vision and her eyesight, and she just can't seem to get to you. As you look at her, she's as attractive as she is terrifying. This demon. She's a winged nastiness, but in a funny kind of way. But she can't
Glad
get hold of
I've
you.
lit the fire. I stand up and shout at the cloaker, get away from that fire.
Carl, you're up.
If I remember rightly, the cloaker, I know you've tweaked this one, it gets disadvantage on all its attack rolls when it's out in the open because it's in light.
It does, yeah. At the minute, though, the whole place is covered in fog, so there's not a lot of light at the minute. But the fire's starting to get going, so...
Cool.
I will cast the Vicious Mockery cantrip.
Oh, okay.
Oh, please do.
You're going to call her a name, are you?
I'm gonna call him. I don't know. How flavorful in my language can I be?
Well, there's no children where I'm sitting.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm gonna say, yes, sorry, excuse for every cunt.
Okay.
It has to make a Wisdom saving throw
Oh, yeah.
of 12.
So 9, I've got 10.
And it needs 12 to save, so it then takes 1d4 psychic, and it gets the advantage on the next attack roll.
Oh, lovely.
So
Nice.
1d4 damage.
Okay, alright.
4.
4.
Yep.
Okay. So she kind of turns round and she looks at you, and she's actually a little bit hurt by that. And you can see in her eyes she's a little bit hurt by that. Okay.
But people don't take kindly to being called a sorry excuse for every anything.
So next up is Ryder.
Ryder is going to throw his wine on the fire in the middle to get it roaring. Would that cause any damage to her with her being stood in the fire?
Yeah, she can take 1d6 fire damage.
Really haven't typed in her for ages. 1d6. 1. Fantastic.
Every little helps. And
That's true.
she makes a funny kind of screeching sound as it happens. Okay, do you want to make an attack as well?
Yeah, I'll loose off an arrow at her. Where are we? Longbow.
17. Bloody hell.
Oh yeah, that's a hit.
17.
That hits so good.
10 damage.
Nice.
I want to be like him when I grow up.
Oh shit. Hold on, I'll press. Do it again.
Just because of my backstory, unfortunately, it looks down on you a bit because you're only a half elf. So you're sort of showing off.
That's better.
Bastards, like, you put me out.
Okay. So yeah, so you shoot your arrow at her, and she's not even that far away from her. It hits her quite solidly in the side of her leg, in her upper kind of quad, I suppose. She's got a nice big arrow lodged there now. She's looking a bit upset. She's been burnt, called a rude name, and she's got an arrow sticking out of her now. Aerith, you're up.
My first initial idea would be to draw short swords, but I would like to do it with a bit of flair of trying to use the stones around the fire, vault over, and try and stab her on my way over.
Okay. Go for it.
So that's probably an acrobatics and then an attack.
I so should have poured wine on my sword.
You can give us. You can give us an acrobatics, yeah.
I land in fire.
So you're going to stumble, and you're going to take the same 1d6 fire damage that she took, but you'll still be able to attack her.
So is that a re-roll of 1d6 or?
Yeah, roll a 1d6 and take that damage as fire damage.
1.
Ooh.
My ass is getting a little toasty.
Okay, yeah. So
at least it's one of the good times to roll bad.
yeah. So you've taken 1 point of fire damage, but you can now attack her normally.
Short swords. 20 for the first one.
Ooh,
I'm just going to roll 2 attacks first.
Yeah.
23 for the second.
They both hit.
I'll roll damage. 9 for the first.
What the fuck?
Repeating it.
7 for the second. Does my hunter help? I've got Colossus Slayer 1d8 as long as the target is below max HP. That's an additional.
Colossus
It's a Ranger
Slayer.
Conclave.
Yeah, why not? Go on.
Yeah, it's Colossus Slayer.
Yeah, go on.
And I can only do it once, so it's only one.
Yeah.
Roll 1d8. Takes a further 7.
Oh wow. She is.
So that's
She's not looking.
23 damage.
She's not looking good here. That was a massive blow.
That was huge.
Yeah. So despite falling in the fire, you've actually come up smelling of roses there and made up for all of the bad shots you've had for the whole game. I think you're slicing and hacking away at her, and you're really cutting deep. Actually, she's looking pretty terrified.
One of my flaws is being hot-headed, so in a hot ass.
She's looking terrified. In her
My character's
desperation,
now looking at you in a new light.
in her desperation, she's going to grab hold of you one last time.
Come on, kiss me.
So 13 to hit with a bite.
Fucking hell.
Misses, just.
So she just misses you with a bite, and 24 hits you with the tail.
That will hit.
And so that crits you, so the 9 is doubled, so 18 slashing damage with her tail. So she spins round, she misses you with her teeth, but she cracks you square on with the tail. As she does,
I'm looking pretty cool.
she knocks you a little distance with that, and you're now going to be prone just outside the circle, just there on the floor. And she's going to she's going to turn and fly out of the way, just out the way there, because she's not doing too well now.
So what was that called?
So Carl is next up.
It shouldn't, because of the vicious mockery.
Sorry?
Should have disadvantage because of the vicious mockery.
Oh, let's have a look. Disadvantage on what? On the attack?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Got in. I'll roll that again the second time. Ooh. Well, the slashing one was 24 on the first one and 24 on the second.
Ow!
So
Okay, cool. That didn't make much of a difference, but
yeah, no. Well,
Does that mean I gain 4 HP because it's a less of a crit?
well, we'll take the first one as it was. But yeah, she had the disadvantage and it still panned out. So
Yeah, that's one.
cool. Okay.
I'm a little hurt and
That
disgraced.
was unlucky. That was unlucky.
Oh.
So Tailweaver,
Mike.
you're up.
Cool. How is everyone? How is the? Can I sort of see how everyone is doing? Kind of.
I'm laying on my ass, coughing very deeply.
Yeah.
I'm crouched down. I took a little bit of damage, but I can't really get back up because I've got that necrotic from earlier. So
Cool. I'm just wondering whether it might be worthwhile to cast Healing Word on the prone person, or whether it's worthwhile just going up and straight up attacking. So what has moved away sort of to try and retreat? Has it?
Sorry.
I think it's just got distance from us.
Yeah, she's just taken to flight. She's hovering kind of just outside. The top of the watchtower's open, so she's just flying on the outside there.
All right, I'll cast a level 2 Thunder Wave at it then.
Oh, lovely.
So that is a 12 Constitution saving throw. But I will also expend my Cutting Words at it, which gives it a 1d6 on its makes 4 and oh no.
So she's
I thought that also gave it.
Her save was 3.
In which case, that's 2d8 damage.
That's the Thunder Wave, yeah.
No, actually, no, it's more than that because I'm casting it at level 2, which gives it, I think, 3d8.
okay, hell.
Where's my d8? There's 1, 2, and 3. So that is 9.
Ooh. And that is enough.
It's still better than nothing.
Yeah, that's enough to finish her. So you blast her, and as you do, her wings kind of snap back, and she just disappears down into the mist.
I was going to say, can I throw my net on her and stop her falling?
You're not quite sure if she's dead or not. She sort of fell through the mist, but a couple of minutes later, you see a blue glow, and the ghost of Moonbeam comes up over the wall and hands you the three necklaces.
That's what I was trying to save off her, the necklace.
Well, that's nice of her. We got the fire started as well, didn't we? That's cool.
Yeah, you got the fire going. Fire's burning blue. She's giving you the 3 necklaces, and she says, "Help! Place them on my body."
I think we should all take one and head downstairs.
Yep.
We take who?
Yeah. So you go downstairs, and she floats down behind you, and ever so gently, you put a necklace on her and each of the druids, and after a few minutes they open their eyes and they come back to life, and they tell you the story of how this demon turned up, and the druids go upstairs and they get the watchtower burning nice and bright and blue, and you can see off to the east the watchtower that wasn't lit suddenly lights up blue, and a chain of watchtowers leading off towards Highfell all light blue, and some distant horns blow, and you get the feeling that the army has been warned and on their way to aid their friends in Silver Rush. You've completed the module.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Huzzah!
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 Hey, that's what
Well done, guys.
my paladin says.
I very nearly died.
How close were you? Well, I weren't looking, to be honest.
Me, I was on 3.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
No, 4, sorry, but still, not far off.
Crikey. Oh,
I was down to 7 after she hit me on that crit.
that's good. Oh, that's good. I'm
That's
glad.
why I was the
Because that cloaker is actually it's a level 8, what do you call it? Thingy rating level 8 anyway. So it's a little bit high for you guys. So I dropped the health points a little bit for the game, but not too much. So I'm glad it kind of panned out exactly like that. That was good. You
One
played that
time I
really well.
needed to hit.
Sorry?
One time I needed to hit. I got a pretty good hit.
You did.
That's very true. You made up for all of them rolls with that one.
Yeah, I think you took off about half her damage in one go, to be honest. You did. Smashed it. Excellent.
That's a proper hit. That
one.
My high elf has now got a newfound like for those that he used to consider lesser.
I think taking that long rest in the shack helped you guys out as well. Getting your because you nearly went off. You nearly went back off, and the druids that you defeated down at the bottom of the watchtower, they didn't get any hits on you at all, which was really good. The way
somebody's Thunderwave came in clutch for that one and shredded one.
That was real good.
Dispatched them really. I think you played that really well. I've got to be honest with you. Nice one. You
that was good. I like that.
Yeah, you did really good.
I've had some experience with that kind of thing. As I said, we had Moonbeam and Eldritch Blast and just keep on knocking things back into it.
Yeah, it's good when you can get like a little rhythm going like that, or you can find a way of making something work for you. It's good. Cool. Well, thanks guys for playing. I'll probably run some more because I normally do. I've got a pirate themed one that I quite enjoy doing, and some other bits and pieces. So I'll make sure that I invite you and stuff to ones in the future if you want to play again. I'm happy to run some for you again.
Definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
All right then, guys. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I'll see you all later.
I'll see you again. Take care.
Huzzah.
Good night. Bye.
Right.
See ya. Bye.